It's so strange to think that my time at SPU is already over. All the training runs, races, road trips, and preseason spent going stir crazy at Camp Casey are moments I doubt I will ever forget. A year ago, I was already dreading the end. And then, a few months ago, everything ended rather abruptly, sooner than I think any of us had anticipated. It is incredibly disappointing for us to not have had the final seasons we had looked forward to, but I am even more grateful now for the seasons that we've had. In high school, I was never a standout athlete. Until I started talking with Chris and Carl my senior year, I hadn't planned on competing in college. When they offered me a spot on the team, I was definitely not fast enough to really contribute to the team's success. My first year at SPU was really hard. I struggled to keep up in workouts and on training runs. I felt really slow and questioned whether I was good enough for the college level. But Chris and Carl were patient with me and gave time for the training to kick in. They had more faith in me than I had in myself. And just as they promised, everything eventually got better. My second year, I was stronger and faster. I could keep up on the training runs and workouts. I even became a scoring member of our regionals team when I didn't even race that meet the year before. The next year, I scored in the top 20 of that race, helping our team qualify for nationals. To go from my first college race, where I was the slowest member of our team, to competing on the national stage is something I will never forget. The nationals meet that year was on the muddiest course that I've ever competed on. The start of the race was absolute chaos. Girls were sliding and falling everywhere. 100 meters into the race, a girl immediately in front of me fell down and I flipped over her. Still, I got back up, got back in the mix, and spent the rest of the race upright and moving forward. The end of the race was up an incline, made even more impossible by all the mud. I still laugh when I think of that finish because as I was hammering up that hill, giving absolutely everything I had left in me, there was Chris walking beside me as he urged me on. What I value most about SPU is I know that the growth I experienced is not uncommon here. SPU gives opportunities to those of us who weren't necessarily the state champions of our sport in high school, but who were dedicated and had not yet reached our peak. Our coaches recognized potential in us that had not yet been realized. All of my teammates are wonderfully talented, but I'm sure they would agree that we are all so much better now than we were in high school. It was through hard work and commitment to one another that allowed us to place 15th at nationals last year and 12th the next. We are also blessed with amazing supporters here. We have coaches who genuinely care about us and are willing to stick with us through the good and the bad. We have Mark, who you can always count on to be at cross-country meets more thrilled to be there than anyone else. We have Jason in the training room, who is the happiest guy I know that has to touch athletes' feet all day. And we have Jackson, who you can always rely on for a really good barbecue. And there are so many others helping us do what we love every day. My time spent as an athlete at SPU ended sooner than I would have preferred, but I consider myself extremely lucky to have been a part of this program. SPU gave me the space I needed to grow as a runner and taught me to love the sport even more than I did before. I may no longer be a student athlete, but I still love to run, and I'm eager to continue running and racing beyond my time at SPU. I will always treasure the 4 years I spent here running cross country and track.